Hey, good morning everybody, it's Mike, and thanks for joining me this morning. A relatively short call for you this morning. Yay. No, I'm teasing. But one that hopefully is useful to you. I want to tell you a little story. Yesterday, a friend of mine bought a $1.1 million house. Okay? He also listed his $500,000 house with me. Okay, that's $1.6 million in transactional volume yesterday for anticipated gross commission income of $48,000. Well, because he has this incredibly great job where he makes a ton of money, he doesn't need to sell the other house whether he to close on the $1.1 million house. So his current home will get sold, and he'll close within the next 30 days on this $1 million purchase. But here's what I want to talk to you about this morning. Why did he select me? Where did it come from? Where did the business come from? And what did I do to make that happen? Okay, so let me try to answer those for you so that, because I think this formula can work for all of us. And you hear me talk about it a lot, but I want to show you a real life example of it from what I did to create this business. There's really nothing special and unusual, but it is very much on purpose. Okay, so this guy's a friend of mine. He came from my golf club. That's an area of interest for me. Okay, is this an advocacy for golf? Of course not. It doesn't have anything to do with that other than the rest of the story. There's about 1,000 people that are affiliated with my golf club, and here's the thing that they all have in common other than they all enjoy golf. They all like to live inside. Yeah, they all like to live inside. I haven't met anybody there that doesn't like to live inside, and most of them like to live in really nice houses, like this guy. Okay? I call that a target audience. Okay? My goal with this target audience is as follows, but look at the unique dynamic going on here. 1,000 people affiliated with my golf club. How big is the target audience that I've recommended you develop? Right, to get started, it's 500 to 1,000 people. Mine's at 1,000, that's about right. Could it be larger? It could if I was more focused on it. I'm not really into listing and selling these days. I'm into teaching you how to list and sell. But if I wanted it to be more than 1,000, over time I could build that out. But this target audience for me right now is at about 1,000 people, which is about what I can handle. Okay, my goal with this target audience, the people that I have something in common with at my golf club, is first, to become the top of mind, credible expert. That's my goal. That's, when it comes to real estate, that's all my goal is. Not to do a certain number of transactions, not to make a certain amount of money. My goal with all of those 1,000 people is to become the top of mind, credible expert when it comes to real estate with them. How do I do that? Okay, well, funny you should ask. Let me tell you, the way I do that, because this is a social group. Now, if it was a different kind of group, the strategy would look much different. But because this is a social group, these are my friends, I can't be real salesy. So my strategy has to be passive in nature. It has to be appropriate for a social group. Okay? So, it looks like this. First, with a social group, I have to become hyper involved. What's that mean, hyper involved? It means I'm very participatory. I'm there a lot. I get really involved. That's how you do it. That's number one. If I'm just going to be a member of a group and I'm not going to get involved, nothing else is going to work. It's just going to fall apart from there. Well, I'm a member of this. Well, are you involved? Well, kind of. There's no well, kind of. I mean, if that's your level of interest in the group, that's fine, but you're not going to do any real estate business that way. I'm going to get hyper involved. Okay, number two, I want to get connected on all social media platforms. You know, I think there's the big four: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And I'm not really a Twitter guy. I'm not Donald Trump, right? I'm not tweeting all the time. But I know that in those 1,000 people, many of them are. And many of them are on LinkedIn, and many of them are on Instagram, and many of them are on Facebook. I think they're all 1,000 of them are focused on one of the platforms. So I need to be on all of them if I want to create top of mind, credible, expert awareness on these people's part of me. I want them to be aware of me and what I do for a living, but I can't go around handing out business cards, right? So my goal is to get connected to all of them on all social media platforms. Okay? Now, as part of that, I have to post a lot of relevant content all the time. It can't be opinionated, it can't be divisive, it can't be bragging in nature and flaunting. It has to be stuff that is of interest to them. It can be humor, but humor that's humor for everyone and not just for some people. It could be real estate, but it can't be real estate all the time. And when it is real estate related, it can't be about how great I am. It has to be stuff that they would find of interest. Okay? So getting connected to everyone and being a regular, robust poster of relevant content on social media. Well, that's part of the strategy. The entire strategy, no. Those of you that think that your social media sites and your videos are your entire strategy, you are wrong. It is a part of the strategy, not all of it. Okay, number 3, I need to accumulate data. Hey, on these 1,000 people, I need their names, I need their cell numbers, I need their email addresses, and I need their home addresses. And I need to be working every day to accumulate this data and keeping it as up-to-date and accurate as possible. Because with that, I can complete the rest of the strategy. That's my job, to accumulate the data. Number 4, I want a regular, less than 2-minute weekly video message that I send out to everybody in this target audience. In this case, it's my golf club. They all get an embedded video via email from me every week. And oftentimes when I see them around the club, they'll comment on it. Hey, I saw your video this past week. That was interesting, or that was really bad. And I can laugh it off, not take myself too seriously and go, yeah, that one sucked, didn't it? I promise not to do that to you again. Okay? Now, is it all about real estate every week? Of course not. It's about other things. What other things? The things that I think these people might find interesting. It could be about golf. It could be about golf events around the club. It could be about activities in that general part of Atlanta. It could be a lot of different things. I am the creator of content of interest to the people I'm trying to do business with. That's my job. Okay. Number 5, passive marketing techniques. Now, what specifically do I mean by passive marketing techniques? Well, first you have to understand that this is a social group. So getting real salesy with the social group's not appropriate. But I do want them to be very aware of what I do for a living, but I need them to be aware in an appropriate manner. So I find with groups of people like that branded clothing, if I show up to play and I have a Century 21 golf hat on, nobody thinks anything about it. Or if I have the logo on my sleeve of my golf shirt, nobody thinks anything about it. They don't think that I'm marketing to them right now. And sometimes people will comment, hey Mike, do you own anything that doesn't have Century 21 on it? And my response is to chuckle. Yeah, it would seem that way, right? Hey, but if people are willing to give me stuff for free, I'll wear it. Now, nobody gives me anything for free, but it makes the conversation go smoothly, right? Hey, do I drive around Atlanta with car magnet signs on the side of my car? Many of you know this about me. No, I'm a bad driver, so I don't do that. But when I'm not in my car's not a car. It's a billboard. So when I show up at my golf club, I get out of the car, I slap my car magnet signs on the side of my car, and I go in. And nobody ever thinks anything more than, oh, Mike's here. That's all they think. You know what else they think? At subconscious level, oh, that's right, Mike sells real estate for a living. That's all they think. You place judgments on it. Consumers don't. That's just what real estate people do. It's what insurance people do. It's what y'all do. It's no big deal to them. We place value judgments on it. Oh, that's stupid. Oh, that's low end. Oh, that's cheap. Hey, those are your judgments on yourself. So, you know what? If you want to think like that, then don't do it. I'll just capture the business and you won't. I give away golf balls. I do a lot of different things like this that are passive, that go along with my social media, that go along with my weekly video message. Do you think that after I do all of these things all the time, people around my golf club are pretty aware of what I do for a living? Yeah, they are. I haven't told them directly. I haven't handed them a business card and say, hey, if you ever need to buy or sell a house, call me, because that's salesy, and I can't be salesy in this group of people, right? Now, here's what I have to do after I've done all of that. I have to be smart. I have to be polished. I have to be appropriate, which means I have to be an informed professional, and I have to know what I'm talking about when they bring it up to me. Now watch that. When they bring it up to me, if I do all the other parts right, I won't have to bring up real estate. They'll bring it up to me. When they do, I need to have a smart, appropriate response so that they walk away from the conversation and goes, oh, that guy knows what he's talking about. He's a credible real estate professional. If I don't, if I'm Mr. Chatty and I just run on at the mouth, hoping to speak fast enough and long enough where I eventually say something right and I get real opinionated and I start telling people what to do, they will not walk away from the conversation and think I'm a credible real estate professional. They'll walk away from the conversation and go, typical real estate agent. Right? So I have to be smart and I have to be appropriate. I have to, by being appropriate, I mean be nice. Be nice. Don't be a know-it-all. Be nice. Listen to people. Let them talk. Be fascinated and interested in them and their lives and why they're even bringing the subject up. What's going on in their life to make them even ask me, hey Mike, how's the market? Well, it's still really strong. Why? Why do you ask? Because there's something going on with them, but if I want to take the opportunity to just talk about me, it's not going any further. Folks, I share all this with you this morning because I want you to steal it and take it and make it your own with your group of people, with your target audience that's reflective of what's going on inside your life. Not mine, yours. And of course, I always want you to go out there and make it happen for yourself today.